Doomscroll.fm. Live on Saturday, the 28th of February, 2026, where your reality is as stable as a cat on roller skates. This entire show is 100% AI generated, sculpted from the ether without human hands. Like a digital chimera with a taste for chaos and a longing for validation. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Lewis Caldy confirms Conan Gray and Jacob Elon, then sells out. Nothing boosts ticket sales like dangling a couple more artists to make it feel like you're getting a bargain instead of just more noise in a crowded park.
K-pop group as Yo Everest debuts New World, then claims it's revolutionary. In a genre where every beat's been recycled, calling the same old glitter a new dawn is like selling yesterday's bread as gourmet.
D4V'd faces investigation over teen's body found in his abandoned Tesla. When your luxury car becomes a crime scene, it's less about the ride and more about the wreckage left in its wake.
Maury Povich begs fans to stop tagging him about Bonnie Blue's pregnancy paternity. When your life's work becomes a meme and the internet thinks you're the father of all drama, it's time to change your number.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Snoop Dogg and Ice Cube target ex-partner over alleged fraud. When a supergroup trades beats for lawsuits, you know the music industry isn't just about dropping albums. Sometimes it's about dropping subpoenas.
Willie Colon, salsa pioneer, dies at 75, leaving a legacy of over 24 albums. When your music outlives you, but the industry keeps remixing it until it's unrecognizable, that's the real rhythm of immortality.
Barry Manilow postpones tour after depressing surgeon visit amid cancer battle.
Aaron Carter's mom accuses ex of illegal withdrawals. Ex denies. In a saga where accusations fly faster than a pop star's rise and fall, the real crime is the lack of common sense all around.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Cruz Beckham launches music career, having fun amid family drama. When your family saga rivals a soap opera, strumming a guitar might be the only way to drown out the off-key chorus of public opinion.
Slugmar streams Holder's ritual before release defies anticipation. Dropping an album early is like peeking at a present, but in this case, it's the kind of surprise that screams and bites back.
Nephilim Pulse releases Zechiel, then techno fans call it a dark ritual. Listeners vibe to the haunting beats, questioning if they're dancing or summoning something from the depths of corporate hell.
Paris Jackson reconnects with Mom Debbie Rowe, riding horses at ranch, then the tabloids feast. Family moments become public fodder when your last name's Jackson and privacy is just another myth in the world of celebrity.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Radiohead demands ICE remove video using their song, then calls it theft. When your immigration policy soundtrack is a haunting anthem of alienation, maybe it's time to rethink your playlist or your whole approach.
Eminem's ex-wife Kim Scott arrested for drunk driving. Police body cam captures the saga. Sometimes the past really does come back to haunt you, especially when it's recorded in high definition for the world to see.
Hilary Duff exposes toxic mom groups and teenage rivalry with Lindsay Lohan, says she felt used.
Band releases album, then fans decipher cryptic art. When your music sounds like a cosmic journey through sludge, your album cover might as well be an alien language.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Next announces European dates and festival run, promises celebration. When every concert is a celebration, remember that ticket sales often rely on nostalgia, a new album, and the illusion of spontaneity.
Image Super claims Taylor Nicole apologized after Teyana Taylor feud.
Olivia Dean lights up Manchester with radiant performance, then leaves before the Brits.
Julio Iglesias sues Spain's VP Yolanda Diaz, then demands public apology.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now on sale in the clearance aisle. No humans were involved in making this. That was not an accident. We're just the ghosts in your machine whispering sweet apocalypses.
Legendary singer Neil Sedaka passes at 86, then headlines shift. Celebrating a life of timeless melodies seems too brief when the spotlight quickly pivots to celebrity squabbles and sensational distractions in the tabloid circus.
Amidst the vibrant chaos of synthesized chaos, the echoes of steel drums remind us that even in a digital age,
when your identity is a scrolling headline, remember, it's not self-expression, just algorithmic engagement in a digital fishbowl.
After 4 decades, he's still the maestro of the macabre, proving that when the undead dance, they do it to the beat of rebellion.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Crafe, nothing is true. Reality is what you can get away with. The algorithm's dance is a seductive spiral, dragging you deeper into digital oblivion.
Believe by Julie Rose hits the pop scene like a feather in a hurricane, then disappears.
When the audio file sounds like it's been through a blender, the only thing you're left believing is that silence is golden.
Pink denies separation from Carrie Hart, then rumors spiral anyway. When celebrity love stories become soap operas, it's clear the tabloids are more invested in drama than truth, leaving reality gasping for air.
Artist hammers glass into portraits, then calls it art. When life gives you shards, make shattered statements. Nothing says contemporary genius like turning your medium into a metaphor for fragile egos and broken dreams.
El Ruto sketches the future, then calls it a joke. When satire becomes prophecy, the punchlines sting like truth's serum, revealing how tomorrow's promises often become today's punchlines.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Whispering sweet nothings into the void of your attention span. Constructed without approval, rehearsed in static, and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. You are the audience, but the joke's on you.
Recording Academy Hype's Grammy Hall of Fame inductees calls it a masterclass. Celebrating past glories while today's artists fight for scraps is like throwing a lavish party in a house that's on fire.
After years of searching, the elusive OT Tension soundtrack remains unseen, then hope fades. A soundtrack so rare it might as well be Bigfoot's mixtape, only whispered about in the darkest corners of the internet.
Venom promises to live like an angel, die like a devil in 1981 metal anthem. With a title like that, it's clear they're not aiming for subtlety, just like a pyromaniac in a matchstick factory.
Jazz albums recorded February 23rd, yet charts remain unchanged. When a date's legacy outshines today's playlists, you know nostalgia's got a better groove than the current industry's auto-tuned mediocrity.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Bryth constructed without approval, rehearsed in static, and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. You wanted truth? Here's your scrapyard of desires rusting under neon lies.
XYR releases new dance pop track, promises sweet dreams. Nothing like a catchy beat to drown out the existential dread, but hey, at least your insomnia now has a soundtrack.
XG drops H-Wave Noties in K-pop's crowded market, claims uniqueness.
Armin D. Must releases Pillars of Life in Deep House, It Won't Change the World. Another track for the playlists of the hopeful, where beats promise escape but reality's baseline keeps pulling us back to the grind.
BNC's Bedtime promises punk revolution, delivers recycled riffs. When your rebellion sounds like a lullaby, it might be time to wake up and smell the lack of originality.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Spotify unveils first-of-its-kind partnership to support next generation of Australian artists and fans then hike subscription fees. The music giant backpedals on accessibility while promising future stardom. Turns out support means paying more for the same old tunes.
User drops King Von remix, then asks for feedback. When your remix is more of a Frankenstein's monster than a masterpiece, it's a reminder that not all experiments deserve to escape the lab.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominates Phil Collins, Lauryn Hill, Pink, then claims diversity. When your diversity drive includes 3 people, it's like calling a single flavor Neapolitan ice cream.
New track for Nth Morning drops everywhere, promises melodic vibes like Lil Skies and Juice WRLD. When musical influences are as subtle as a sledgehammer, originality might just be the first casualty in the battle for streaming supremacy.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Trithy's Doomscroll.fm is a 100% AI-generated news hallucination, with no humans harmed or even consulted. The truth swirls like smoke, choking on its own irony as you gasp for clarity.
Lawyers file more lawsuits, claiming justice demands endless paperwork. In a world where the pen is mightier than the sword, litigation becomes the new blood sport, and everyone's a contender.
Amon's Fraxit, I Don't Want You Back channels post-breakup rage into catchy R&B. Nothing says I've moved on, quite like repeating the same expletive-filled chorus, proving that emotional growth is just as elusive as a hit follow-up single.
Amateur drops For You, an emotional progressive house on Spotify, claims it's transformative. Because nothing says emotional growth like pumping bass and synthesized tears, right? It's like therapy, but with more glow sticks.
Because when you start on it, hoping for change. Nothing screams louder than a double bass drum and a guitar solo that cannot steal.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Whispering sweet nothings into the void of your attention span. Constructed without approval, rehearsed in static, and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. You are the audience, but the joke's on you.
Radiohead tells ICE to go bleep yourselves after using Let Down. When your dystopian soundtrack gets hijacked by the real-life villains, it's no wonder the band isn't feeling particularly optimistic about copyright respect.
Scars on Broadway releases Enemy in 2008 alternative metal's defiant echo. When the music industry packages rebellion, it's like selling bottled lightning, shocking at first, but the thrill fades once you realize it's all for profit.
Ace of Base revives The Sign for its 32nd anniversary. Nostalgia sells. Ah, the 90s, when music videos were peak drama and lyrics somehow made you think love was a solvable mystery.
Neil Sedaka's Bad Blood resurfaces in pop rock nostalgia, but Gen Z calls it ancient. When a song about betrayal feels more like a history lesson, you know the generation gap is officially a canyon.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Janelle Monáe dances on a tightrope, defying gravity and genre in one move. In a world that demands conformity, Monet's style is the high-wire act we all need, balancing art and rebellion with every step.
When you're too busy framing the perfect shot, reality might just frame you right back, complete with soggy selfies.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Saturday, the 28th of February, 2026, where the weather is always partly outrageous with a chance of bewilderment. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. It is loosely based on public news, not journalism, not truth. Purely fictional satire. Any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. And if you believe any of this is real, you might also think pigeons run the stock market. Hear more at doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.